Welcome to Ask Prep, your trusted companion for NEET and JEE preparation. Today we will study about a very important topic of biology, which is transport in plants, water potential, transpiration, xylem and phloem. Transport in plants is one of the most fascinating processes in biology. Even though plants do not have a heart or a circulatory system like animals, they still manage to transport water, minerals, and food with incredible efficiency. Understanding how this happens gives us deep insights into the mechanisms that support plant life. For students preparing for NEET or JEE, this topic forms the core of plant physiology and links to many other chapters in the syllabus. At the center of transport in plants lies the concept of water potential. Water potential is essentially the measure of the potential energy of water in a system. It determines the direction in which water will move. Water always moves from a region of higher water potential to a region of lower water potential. This movement is crucial for the uptake of water by roots and its distribution throughout the plant. Water absorption begins in the roots. The root hairs, which are extensions of root epidermal cells, greatly increase the surface area for absorption. These hairs come in direct contact with the soil water, which usually has a higher water potential compared to the root cells. As a result, water enters the root cells by osmosis. From here, water can travel through different pathways: the apoplast pathway through cell walls, the symplast pathway through the cytoplasm via plasmodesmata, or the transmembrane pathway, moving across cell membranes. Once the water reaches the xylem, it is transported upwards to the rest of the plant, including the leaves. This movement against gravity is driven by a combination of forces, but the most significant of them is transpiration. Transpiration is the process of water loss in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant, mainly through the stomata of leaves. As water evaporates from the surface of mesophyll cells, it creates a negative pressure in the leaf, which pulls more water upward from the xylem in a continuous stream. This is known as the transpiration pull. Transpiration is not just a mechanism for water transport. It also helps in cooling the plant and maintaining the flow of minerals from the soil. However, it must be carefully regulated, especially in dry conditions. Stomata, the microscopic pores on leaves, control the rate of transpiration by opening and closing in response to environmental conditions. When stomata are open, water vapor escapes and carbon dioxide enters, allowing photosynthesis to occur. But in hot, dry conditions, the stomata may close to reduce water loss, which also limits gas exchange. The xylem is the tissue responsible for the transport of water and minerals. It consists of dead cells that form long tubes, allowing water to travel from roots to leaves with minimal resistance. The main components of xylem include tracheids and vessel elements. These structures are lignified, providing mechanical strength to the plant and preventing the collapse of the water-conducting tubes under tension. The cohesion tension theory explains how water molecules stick to each other due to cohesion and to the walls of the xylem due to adhesion. This continuous column of water is pulled upward as transpiration occurs at the leaf surface. While the xylem is responsible for transporting water and minerals, the phloem takes care of the movement of food, especially the products of photosynthesis like sucrose. This process is known as translocation. Phloem consists of living cells, mainly sieve tube elements and companion cells. Unlike xylem, where transport is unidirectional, phloem transport is bidirectional. Food can be transported from the leaves to roots or to growing regions depending on the plant's needs. The mechanism behind translocation in the phloem is best explained by the pressure flow hypothesis. According to this theory, the sugars synthesized in the leaves are actively transported into the sieve tubes. This increases the osmotic concentration, drawing in water from adjacent xylem vessels. The resulting high pressure drives the flow of the solution toward sink regions, such as roots or developing fruits, where sugars are utilized or stored. At the sink, sugars are actively removed from the phloem, decreasing the osmotic pressure and allowing water to exit, completing the cycle. This entire system of water and nutrient transport allows plants to grow tall, produce food, and carry out all vital functions without the presence of muscles, pumps, or nervous systems. It's a quiet, yet incredibly powerful system that is both elegant and efficient. Plants have evolved to make use of physical principles like diffusion, osmosis, cohesion, adhesion, and pressure gradients to sustain themselves. Environmental factors greatly influence the rate of transpiration. Light, temperature, humidity, and wind are major external factors. Light stimulates the opening of stomata, thus increasing transpiration. High temperature increases the rate of evaporation from leaf surfaces. Low humidity creates a steep gradient for water vapor to move out, enhancing transpiration. Wind removes the moist air layer around the leaf, further promoting water loss. However, excessive transpiration can be harmful. It can lead to wilting or even permanent damage if the water lost is not adequately replaced. Plants also exhibit adaptations to manage transpiration and water transport. For example, in xerophytes, which are desert plants, the leaves may be modified into spines, and stomata may be located in pits or only open during night to reduce water loss. Such adaptations ensure survival even in extreme conditions. As you study this topic, try to visualize the movement of water and food through the plant. Imagine the root hairs drawing in water, the xylem pulling it upwards to the leaves, the stomata releasing vapor, and the phloem transporting sugars to various parts of the plant. Each part plays a role, and each process is interconnected. Understanding this connection helps you appreciate the elegance of plant systems and prepares you well for the exam. Thank you so much for being a part of the Ask Prep community. We truly appreciate your time and dedication to learning, especially when it comes to mastering biology, a subject that's not only essential for exams like NEET and JEE. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends who are also preparing, and make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an update.